Um, so
All right.
we can start. Yep.
Yep.
Or,
Okay.
or
All right.
we'll have.
Yeah, we are gonna introduce. We're gonna have a network study introduced, and then we'll go to the software demo after that. Yeah. So just give us about 10 minutes. Okay. Thanks everyone for joining us today. We are in our March series for the APAC Scientific Forum. Today we're gonna have two sessions. One with the introduction of the ㅍSTEMI network study by Atif, followed by Anton, who will be giving us introduction to ㅍPerseus. So ㅍPerseus is a OMOP ETL tool, similar to White Rabbit and Usagi. So here we are actually bringing in more tools and solutioning for us to explore what is out there in the ecosystem beyond the tools that we're familiar with. Yeah. So we'll hand over to Atif to begin with the network study introduction. Over to Atif.
Thanks so much. Should I share my screen or are the
No,
slides part of the deck?
yeah, whatever you'd like, Atif. Do you want us to continue sharing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fine.
excellent.
Great to meet everyone. Apologies if I say anything wrong as I started. It is 10 p.m., so it's a bit late for me here. But it's great to meet everyone here again. I'm going to take this opportunity to introduce a network study that we've initiated as part of the Odyssey community. This is primarily led by Dr. Mirza Khan, who's a fellow, a cardiovascular fellow at the University of Missouri, and Milu Brandt, who's a senior data scientist. This really spun out of last year's phenotype February, where one of the key conditions was ㅍSTEMI. If we can go forward to the next slide. So yeah, like I was saying, last year, one of the conditions that came out was how do we better characterize ㅍSTEMI amongst our patients? And folks on this call might know that while cardiovascular disease itself takes up a large proportion of global deaths, 85% of deaths are really coming from acute myocardial infarction. When we take a specific definition of ST elevation, myocardial infarction, it's slightly different because the actual definition takes into account not only the diagnosis itself, but the value add coming in from symptoms, ECG changes, and other image findings. So it's a bit more nuanced compared to just having a diagnostic criteria for acute MI. When we were discussing this last year in our phenotype February work group, it seemed like an interesting project to have in terms of really understanding how far can we go in our data sets and capturing the global scope of acute MI, and then looking at specifically this subgroup of ㅍSTEMI patients, something that hasn't been done on a global scale. So it'd be good to get an idea what the burden of disease for this specific condition is through our Odyssey community. Next slide. Yeah, so like I was saying, the reason, again, we're built on Dr. Mirza's background is identification of the specific cases require urgency and need for speed. So if you're able to pick out specific risk factors in terms of patient profiles and other conditions, treatment of this specific case takes a higher priority than your regular MI patient. So it's important for us to understand how many patients have all the indicators needed to diagnose ㅍSTEMI and what's needed in different instances to better characterize these patients. So this study is really looking to comprehensively understand the attrition of going from acute MI to definition of ㅍSTEMI, and then characterizing those patients across different data sets that we have available to us. Traditionally, if you look at literature, a lot of these studies have been primarily in the US and in EU. So it'll be great to get the community here to contribute to look at the burden of this within the APAC region. Next slide. The study design is pretty simple. It's a retrospective cohort study. We are looking for all types of data assets, be it claims, registry, EHR data sets, because it's a hospitalization data set. We're looking for inpatient records if it's an EMR-based data set. The primary population will be adult patients with this diagnosis, and we will use the cohort packages to really understand if the additional imaging criteria and ECG criteria come along as well. The study period starts off from 2016 till the most recent data available. Next slide. And we can go into this a lot more in future iterations as well. But the inclusion criteria, like I said, along with the diagnosis, is this idea of having ECG findings at index on the same visit and potential any procedures coming along, catheterization with or without stent. The exclusion criteria really rules out any previous history of MI if you've had acute ST elevations in your ECG before, or if you've come in with unstable angina at the same time. The inclusion criteria are not very broad. They're extremely specific, really reliant on the fact that patients coming in have these key indicators in their inpatient or discharge files. Next slide.
So sorry, Atif. May
Yes.
I ask you a question now?
Yes, please go ahead. Anytime.
Yes. So yeah. Hey, nice to see you again. So for the ECG, right? Are you looking for findings from ECGs like in a report format, or you actually need the raw ECG measurements?
So the way the study is set up, it assesses both. The idea is first to assess what kinds of data we have available. So if it's only ECG patients, characterize those patients as well. But if we do have reports and ECG values coming out of it, that would be a certain subgroup. The end result of this is really to look at, as we get more specific to characterization, what the guidelines say, how much are we losing out of patients. In a real world scenario, what is acceptable as a definition that we can take from the guidelines? And that's the framework we're trying to frame this paper around, on acceptable representation of guidelines in the real world, if that makes sense.
Yes, understand. So understand. So we along the way that the different layers of the data requirements.
Exactly.
Right? We see how much we can fulfill that. Yeah, understand.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And I wish Milu was here because she'll dig a lot deeper into this. But the idea is to run the traditional cohort diagnostic model to the strategist package and really picking out key indicators that are already built in. This idea of this is to really understand quickly that each team can run this at scale so we can finish the study pretty fast. A lot of these scores might not be available. Like Charlson comorbidity score is not widely used outside the US, so we will have to go back and review it. Things like race, ethnicity is really American or European concept. So again, those things will be adjusted during the study implementation itself. But the idea is we will be using standard tools and packages to make this usable and accessible to all community members with the support of data scientists and researchers on our side. Next slide. So this is a preliminary optimistic timeline. So we're kicking this off this month. The idea is to confirm data partners. So the way we're looking for data partners is through the Odyssey forum. I'm assuming everyone has this deck and the link on the slide, right? Perfect. So I put up the forum that has all the details. There's even a GitHub repository. We can download a package and start running the study itself. But if you're interested, please drop a message in the forum. Mirza, Milu, or I will get back to you ASAP. The goal is to collect all potential partners by April and then work along with all the partners to execute the packages between April and May. Get a draft of results that we want to publish for an abstract for the global symposium, the APAC symposium in June, and then hopefully have a draft of a paper that's in writing over the summer and into the fall. This again is a very optimistic timeline. Things change all the time, but I think it's an exciting project, especially for this community. And the reason I'm bringing it here is because a lot of the literature, like I said, hasn't really dug deep into the variations in real world data coming out of cardiovascular outcomes like STEMI in our region. So it'll be good to represent this in global publications. I'll pause right there. That was a good 10 minutes of me talking. Happy to take any questions.
Yeah, so I just posted the forum link into the chat, guys. The slides here will be uploaded on odyssey.org, but in case you guys want to express your interest right now, the forum link is in the chat for you to go to. So I see Chan has already expressed his interest to participate, considering his major is in cardiovascular, so it is quite understandable. But yeah, if there's any other data partners out there that are interested to join, do let Atif here know, either through the forum posts or even emails, if you have his email, that is. I'm gonna shut up. Any other questions from the community?
Yeah, I say Singapore will try to join as well, but forgive me, I actually can't find where's the chat. I tried to look for a chat. I can't find it. But then we figure it out. So I email Atif and follow up. Yeah.
No problem. Thank you so much, Anton. Yep, and
Right.
forum, and we'll set up a call sometime late March, early April for everyone who's interested as well.
Yes. Just make sure you add on to your timelines that by December this year, we will have a presentation at our APAC symposium at Singapore.
Yes. Nope.
Uh-huh.
That
Then we are in. Yes.
I'm coming there.
With that, we are in.
I think we're good, Mukesh. Over to you.
Okay. All right. So looks like they're all good. So I think here we can see we want more data partners joining in, and you can see why it's important to have our data assets met to OMOP standards, right? So that's where we are looking at ways to speed up the process of converting our data sets, so we can have more partners joining in and doing more exciting studies. So we have Anton up next, who will be sharing more about Perseus and its ETL capabilities. Over to Anton to give us more about Perseus.
Okay, I'll share my screen. Okay, do you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
I will start from just one picture. This picture show the main idea of Perseus, and the idea of Perseus is to embed all necessary Odyssey tools to all-in-one solution to have instrument to easily build TDM. So the idea was to include available Odyssey tools like Usagi, Athena, and also added CDM conversion tools that allow to convert native dataset to CDM dataset and other helpful instruments. And now I go to show you Perseus. This is mine screen. To start work, you need first select CDM version. It's on the right pane. Just click version, and you will see all CDM tables. You can use filter to select necessary tables, for example, clinical data, or combine different type of tables. Also can reorder them. It's allowed to search. Sorry. To start, you need to provide details about your source schema. And for this, you have two options. You can load white rabbit report if you have, or scan data directly. So you need to specify data connection string. It supports different database agent like PostgreSQL server, MySQL, and also CSV files. Okay, let's start with, I already have a white rabbit report, and I will load sample data set. And in the middle screen appears all native tables, and also have search. And on the left pane, you will see all native columns that are in that are presented in native in source tables. What we can do with this? For example, we know that in this data set, path ID is person column. So we will find it. Okay, and we can click. You will see highlighted tables. These tables contains path ID column. We can put them together. Okay, and for example, we can combine search. For example, column gender. Now selected two columns, path ID and gender, and only one table has both of these columns. So most likely this table contains information about the patient because path ID and gender information. So we can most likely will map this table to person table. Okay. To map table source table to CDM table, we just use drag and drop. And right now I'm map patient source table to person CDM table. Okay, what's next? We know that this sample is United Kingdom database, and we know that the dataset contains read code that has clinical codes. Okay, let's try to find columns that have. Okay, it's medical table. And also we know that clinical table has med codes. Oh, selected to select. Okay. And med code. Okay, clinical table. And in this case, we know that clinical table has med code, medical table has med code, and also medical table has read codes that we need to for our conversion. So for this case, we need to combine these two tables, and we can create view in the case. In this case, we just need to create view. You will see all available tables. Just drag and drop clinical tables and medical table that contains our read codes. Okay, where is it? What next? You need to join. It's use SQL for creating views. It will help you with syntaxes. You can we need joined by metcode T2, and we need few columns: path ID for person ID, event date for dates, and read code from met table. Okay, give unique name. And this is done. So let's map this new view to condition. Then you need to start mapping. On this screen, we map tables to tables, and on the next screen, we need to map fields. So just double click on our tables, and you will see on the left side, you will see all source columns, and on the right side, person table, person columns. So we can use several types of mapping. Simplest is direct mapping. You just drag and drop to one column to another, and it means path ID will move to the person ID. And another type is we can apply some transformation to the mapping. For example, we have birth date, and we need to have year of birth. You can do next map this field, click circle, and SQL function. Now we will see available transformation. It has visual type of mapping, type of transformation, and manually just can write SQL that you want to use for this transformation. I will use visual type, and I need date part and year. Okay, apply. I will see that I can change it. That means the transformation will be applied for this mapping. And let's map gender. Original value we will use in gender source value, and the same we need to have gender concept ID. Where is it? Gender. I don't see. Okay.
It's below the person ID, Anton. There you go.
Okay. Okay. We need to map these source values to concept ID. Also, in Perseus included vocabulary, so it's two type vocabulary. It's embedded in Perseus vocabulary, and you can search directly on Athena. Okay, I will use embedded vocabulary and will find gender concept. Okay, apply. It show all concepts from gender domain, and let me check what inside the gender source values are. Back to the previous screen, and we will find this field, these columns. Clicks on this icon, and you will see what's inside the gender columns. It show frequency of this all values that are in these columns. So in this data sample, 1 mean male, 2 female, and 3 is unknown, and frequency of these tables, of these values. Okay, let's back to the patient vocabulary, and what we can do. Click on the gender concept, skill transformation, and I will select case. And we know that one is male is 8507. Then next we will add female, and it's 8532, and default value is unknown. We will use 8551. Okay, it's ready. What next? Let's switch to the another combination of table. It's clinical view that we created and condition occurrence. Let's map first person ID and date, condition start date. Where is it? Let's start and start date, and map read code to condition source value, condition concept, and condition source concept. This value contains read codes, and we need to map these codes to OMOP concept IDs. For concept ID fields, we have concept configuration feature, and you will see that right now original value will be moved to source value, concept ID, and source concept ID. For type concept ID, for example, we will use some constant value just for test. And what we can do, we can apply lookup for concept ID and source concept ID. To do this, you need to switch to the lookup tab. You will see available lookups that embedded in Perseus, and also you can modify or add some the lookups that you need for your conversion. And in our case, we already have read hot lookups, and you can check SQL that use it for create these lookups. It's get necessary data from concept, source concept map tables, and this query use it for map source code to target concept ID. I mean, into standard term of concept, and you can modify. This code is read-only, just for information, and you can modify end of filter of this query to apply on for your specific lookup. Okay, I will use lookup for source to standard and source to source. So source to standard will be used for concept ID, and source to source will be used for source concept ID. Also, additionally, you can apply transformation for these values. For example, you need to trim source value or add, for example, transform to uppercase. You click to the column, switch to apply transformation, and you will see that I can change it. It means for these columns will be additionally applied transformation. And if you need to have, if your dataset contains codes that are not included in embedded vocabulary, you can use tool that looks well like a Usagi tool. We call it a code mapping tool. To use this tool, we need to have CSV file with our new codes. I already have a small example. I'll show you what inside. It's just a set of codes, set of description, and some dates. Now we go to code mapping tool just to import this file. Delimiter is comma. Okay, and you will see these codes. To map these codes, you need to specify a column that we use it for source code. It's name source code, and the source code description will be used to find matching in vocabulary. So for this, I will select just couple of records, for example, weight and height, and click apply. Now tool trying to use source name column for match existing concept ID, and you will see result. It's show match score for these two values. So weight is completely match, and height not fully. Also, you can modify the result. You can show available that acceptable for this code, and for example, change if you think this code will more good for your vocabulary. And when you're ready, you select a record that you need for your lookup, and just click save. Give name of the vocabulary, and now you can use this created vocabulary in your conversion. You just need to go to lookup configuration, and instead of read vocabulary, this vocabulary will be saved to source to concept map in embedded vocabulary of Perseus, and now available. You just need to specify name of your new vocabulary and save it, and it will be used during conversion. What next? Also, I want to show. Let's press them. I already have created mappings that all your result also can be saved. Just click mappings. You can save your result to ETL files, and I will open saved files and show you. It's the same database, but a bit more mappings. I have mappings person, observation, condition, and visit occurrence. Let's take a look. A bit more columns are mapped, and the same with clinical. And I use a read code result. And now I will try to convert this database source native dataset to CDM dataset. Oh, I forgot about. Also, you can create a report. It's in a Word format. For example, if you need to share some details to your colleague or something like this. Okay, let's open it. It's Word document and show tables and pictures that show fields mapping, and you will see lookups that use it in current conversion and other helpful things. Okay, let's try to convert our datasets. My source datasets on SQL Server, and the same I will create CDM on the SQL Server. Where's the server name? Username. Source database name. Source database name. And schema name. Oops. Just save it here. Okay. And okay. Okay, click convert button. And that base exists because I'm using existing database. It just create new schema. Okay. And Perseus start to converting. It should create. Let me check. It should create new schema. Okay. It's also created database data tables for our CDM. And right now it's already created tables like provider, care site. It's already converted, and right now it's load read code lookup that will be used to conversion. We need to wait a couple of minutes. And I will show you result.
Hi, Anton. While we wait for this, I actually have a few questions. So first question, when you were looking up the concept IDs, right? So there was the Perseus menu and there was the Athena menu. So my question is, so for the first question is for the Athena menu, does Perseus connect to Athena, the online version of Athena, real time?
We have two type of vocabulary. Embedded, it's deployed with Perseus, and another type. Okay, connect. I will show you vocabulary. You will see this switch.
Yeah.
Perseus will be searching embedded vocabulary that deployed with Perseus. And also this concept I use it in conversion, and just for lookup, you can search directly from online Athena.
So
But-
if you click Athena here, it's the same as the current Athena that we can go to online, right? Athena.odyssey.org.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. It's used API, Athena API to get
Interesting.
result.
Interesting. For the embedded version in Perseus, Anton, is this downloaded from Athena? So do you need to manually update the embedded version?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
You support it manually.
Okay, interesting. Understood. Okay, that's interesting. My next question, Anton, is this like, it looks like an awesome, cool ETL tool. It has everything the Odyssey tools do, right? So rabbit in a hat, white rabbit, Usagi, everything seems to be there. Is Perseus open source, or is this something we need to pay for?
It's open source. It's available on Odyssey GitHub, and I will share links.
Okay.
It
Great.
contains wiki and etc.
Perfect.
So
Perfect.
okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was just saying, if there's any other questions from the community, please, guys, you guys can speak up. I think this is a great tool, guys. It's very visual. It like, for example, rabbit in a hat, right, guys? It just writes the ETL documentation for you. It doesn't actually run stuff in the back, but looks like Perseus actually executes things in the backend to actually generate the CDM tables in the destination that you designate it to do so. So I think this is really good. I'll shut up now. Anything, Mukesh, Anton? Please.
Thanks. Actually, I had the same questions. Song, about, go on, Anton.
Can I just finish the couple of things that I want to show? Database was converted, and you'll see appears data. For example, let's start from person table view data, and you will see that gender concept was converted from source value 1 and 2 to where is female, and let's open condition occurrence table. The same should be here. Our read codes was converted to OMOP concepts, and you can check. You can see that. Let me show you our mapping. We only map person, observation, condition, and visit occurrence, but Perseus automatically additionally convert era tables, so you don't need to do anything. You just create it automatically, and you can see that we also has other tables like procedure occurrence, but we didn't do any mappings. Why it happens? Let me show you. If you check these read codes, let me open vocabulary. Perseus. This code has domain procedure. So we mapped our clinical table to condition occurrence, and during conversion, Perseus found that records from different domain, and in this case, automatically will be created procedure records, and it just check domain and switch records to different tables. For example, you can find that observation tables was filled, and measurement tables was filled. So this also happens automatically. And I think that's all from my side. I showed everything that I want. So now question, if you have.
Thanks so much. Yeah, I think it's really intuitive and easy to use. Looking at the UI, and looks very sophisticated as well. One question I had was looking at the GitHub link. There was a mention about data quality check. As you know, there is the DQD step that we have to do to ensure we've mapped it good quality. How do we do it in Perseus?
Yeah, I'm going to show you, but right now on our demo stand, now on this environment, deployed not latest version, and the package was changed. So right now it just do not work on this, but latest version GitHub can do this. I will show how to do it, but we can check the result. It's data quality check, and you need to specify connection string to your CDN database and click check, and it process your CDM data and will show result. The result will be absolutely the same on Odyssey as Odyssey tool. So it just wrap it to web service. We just wrap air package of data quality and add to Perseus. So unfortunately, I can show you the result, but version on GitHub should do this.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's helpful. It's end-to-end, all in one place, and using Odyssey tools, right? Which is very helpful.
Yeah, yeah.
Any other questions from the audience?
Yeah, Anton, when you were doing the mappings, when you were searching for the mappings, is it Usagi or is it something else?
It's Usagi.
Okay.
Usagi, but we recreate UI. UI is web solution. So, but inside it's Usagi. Yeah, right.
Okay, so you embedded Usagi into the Perseus tool here, so that you can use Usagi within Perseus. Okay, that's good. Interesting. So guys, I posted the GitHub repository for Perseus into the chat. If there's any questions for Anton here, now will be a great chance. Of note, Anton is joining us at a very early time in his time zone. I think it's 6:45 a.m. At his time zone. So many thanks to Anton for joining this session live. We really appreciate you being here. And this is very informative from a perspective that there is a tool that consolidates all the existing Odyssey ETL tools into one single tool, and it looks great to me. Is there any other comments or questions for Anton? Mukesh, I'm pretty sure you have a lot more questions. Don't hold back. I think now is a great time, right?
Yeah. I was also thinking more futuristic, right, in terms of recommendation engines. Now, when you load a data set, are there plans for it to automatically map to OMAP concept IDs, sort of a recommendation engine? And then, of course, you have the ability to change the mapping if you feel that's not quite right. Are there plans in the roadmap for such capabilities to be embedded in Perseus?
Right now, we just not so many users, and we're waiting of feedbacks to understand in what direction we need to move. So we just wait feedback from users to understand what we're going to do, and if it will be useful, and of course we will add this. So we're really flexible, and it's up to Odyssey community what they need, and we're going to do it.
We'll definitely promote this tool more to the community. Any other thoughts? Yeah, I think the users here, I mean, the audience here use definitely a lot of Odyssey tools, right? What do you think about it in terms of Perseus, and what else you like to see? I only asked about automated mappings using recommendation engine. Anything else that you feel is a pain point right now and you like to see happening?
We are a shy community, right?
Yeah.
I guess one last comment from me. I think it's important to highlight that the Perseus session today was it was able to happen because of course Anton's cooperation, but also the person that suggested this wonderful session. So I do see the person online here today. So Kim Carter from Mindaru actually submitted a response in the APAC Scientific Forum survey we conducted last year, suggesting that Perseus is a great tool for us to promote within the APAC community and let the community know that such a tool exists. So thanks, Kim, for the suggestion, and we really appreciate your participation in the survey. It was long, but yeah, thank you, and we hope to have more sessions like this based on the feedback from you guys. All right. We have 13 minutes left in the call, but if there's no further questions for Anton, I think we can close the call, Mukesh.
I think we're all good to go. Thanks again, Anton. Appreciate you taking the time joining us so early. We'll definitely keep you posted in terms of the future plans we have for Perseus. And for the rest of the community, thanks for tuning in. We'll follow up with the next call in about 2 weeks' time, which is our APAC community call. Yeah. So see you in 2 weeks' time again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Goodbye. Good day.
Bye.